Ladies and gentlemen, just came in from shoveling all that global warming that we've been experiencing lately here in the Berg, and it's nasty and cold out there. So I wanted to come in and warm all of you up who are in similar situations about a movie called Reverence. This is comes from the folks at Saban Films, and it's misdirection, I guess, is the best way to say this. M. Night Shyamalan is really good at this. He even shows trailers for his movies, and then when you watch the movie, it's something completely different. No Monty Python involved, okay? And now Kyle Harris has done the same thing. This movie looks like your typical revenge film, but it's got a lot more going for it. A cinematic class is about to begin, and your professor is it. Greetings, salutations, another sundry affair. I am your cinematic professor and purveyor of truth in movies. And as I said, tonight's movie is called Reverence, and it's from the folks at Saban Films. You know, when you have an ex vet and his daughter goes missing, so many movies, especially the revenge action movies, have been set up in this fashion. And when you watch the trailer to this movie, it will give you the same impression that that's what this is all about. But it's really not. It's done differently, and that makes it fun to watch.
What'd you do? Hey! What'd you do? What'd you do? What did you do to my Maddie?
I loved her.
Now, Shannon Sadler is trying to live a very simple life after returning. He's an Army vet, had some rough times in the war, and then naturally he's highly suspicious of those who were his enemies, which at the time, of course, would be the Muslims. Okay, he owns and operates a towing service now, just trying to get by, trying to take care of his two children, when suddenly his 18-year-old daughter goes missing. Now he starts off on a one-man crusade to get her back. Okay, so far this all sounds like a very solid revenge film. But Shannon, who is played by Adam Hampton, has a bit of a problem. He suffers from severe PTSD. And as a result, he's not like the slick dad who has all this military background no one knows about, and suddenly it all comes out when it's needed. No, this guy is unhinged, and he's very unstable. And most of the people in town are aware of this situation. Now, his daughter goes missing, and suspicion falls upon Jimmy Radix, who is played by Gaitlin Griffin. And he's the boyfriend. And the reason suspicion falls on the boyfriend he's a lot older than her. She's 18 and he's in his 30s. So that's kind of an iffy type thing. And there's a little bit in his past that indicates he might not be the most moral of, of people. Now, two detectives are hunting down the young girl as well and trying their best to keep Shannon at bay. And they include Detective Dean Alden, who was played by Ryan Francis, and Detective Cassidy Truley, who was played by Whit Kunstchick. Also in this, and to complicate the story a little bit more, Shannon's ex wife, who has left him and left him with the two kids as well, is Cherry Curran. And she is played by Connie Franklin. And what makes this kind of interesting is she's running for mayor. So naturally, her uh, daughter, who is estranged at best, she has to show interest in her now because how would it look if someone running for mayor didn't give two shits about their daughter being missing? So she's forced back into accepting her children with Shannon, and the whole family unit thing comes in, and all these little subplots that are in this story subtract from it being just a typical revenge action film and add a little flavor to it that makes it worthwhile. Here's a look.
Provoke not your children to anger. I will bring these children into the land that you rejected. But as for you, your bodies will fall in this wilderness.
There's been a development. Maddie Sadler is missing.
Do you know if Jimmy was ever aggressive towards your daughter?
Is that what you think's happened?
I can't disclose that.
Why not?
What do we have?
Local PD responded to a 911 call. Gas station attendant identified a young male, Jimmy Radix.
But no body?
Nobody.
There's no real evidence that ties to any of this.
I need your permission to do what I have to do.
You recognize this man?
He's a registered sex offender here in the state of Oklahoma.
Can I help you?
We're investigating the disappearance of Maddie Sadler.
Never seen her before. You mind if we look inside? That'd just be a waste of your time.
We're running out of time.
Keep looking, find something.
Once you stare into the abyss, you never come back.
What'd you do?
Tell me where she is!
What'd you do?
We've all gone missing in the dark.
So there's a look at Reverence behind the camera. We have Kyle Harris, who is the writer and the director. Our cinematographer is Andrew Appleyard. Yeoman duty, nothing spectacular, but nothing cheesy either. The movie is a bit long. I understand there were a lot of subplots to it, but some of the scenes in developing the subplots are extended, and they did not need to be. The point was made. There was no need to keep it rolling. Okay, Ty Clark is the editor on this, and he probably could have shaved off a good 15, 20 minutes and really quickened the pace of this movie. It does slow down a bit, especially in the middle of Act 2. But I must tell you that Corey Pershbarger saves the day because he is the composer. And he has put together a score for this movie that is really tight, good, solid music. And it's that musical score which helps out the editor an awful lot because you enjoy listening to the music, so you stay with the scene.
Where's your husband?
I don't know. Right on left. We had a...
You have any idea where he is?
I mean, we have a cabin. He goes up there sometimes.
Do you know if your son was seeing anybody?
Shannon. He was.
I thought you said your kids were gone.
I never said that. I sent them to my mom's.
Shannon.
It's all right. Yes, it's all right. We'll I just have a couple more questions for you.
Come down here to smoke sometimes. I must have flown in this morning.
You know, as I said before the trailer, this really covers a lot of subplots, and that includes infidelity in marriage, the basic family unit. Naturally, there's politics thrown into it. The judicial system, vets with PTSD, and also folks who have an affair, uh, and there's a big age gap in that. Not quite as big as Tulsa King, but you get the idea. There's a big age gap. You know, all of those subplots are handled rather well, and they really spice up the story, which basically is just I need to get my daughter back story. So now I got to give you a little bit of a caveat. I did watch this movie in 2 sessions. You know, I was watching it, I was enjoying it. Got about halfway through, something came up, I had to shut it down, and then picked it up again the next day. The reason I mention that is because sometimes if a movie's pacing and the continuity and flow of the movie obviously is interrupted when you watch it into 2 sessions. Sometimes that's a good thing because, pardon me, the part where the movie might drag a lot and you might lose interest is cut, and you get to pick it up fresh the next day. So, did that happen here? I'm not so sure. I think it was still viable, but I just wanted to let you know that I did watch it in 2 sessions. This way, in case you watch it and you say, hey, this really bogged down in the middle, you'll know that's where I took my break. And now that you have learned what you have learned, here ended your lesson.